Hello, I'm Harold Metzel, founder of 10 Talent Stewardship, where we show you how to develop more robust stewardship. All of us, every person gets stuck at some point, some with their faith, some with personal habits, and for many, how they handle money. Twisted ways of thinking can keep people pinned down, crippled from enjoying what Jesus said was the abundance and freedom that he promised we would have. And repentance, as you know, applies to every arena of life, turning from one way of thinking and living to another. The following 5 beliefs, often illusions, keep many enslaved. You can help set them free by teaching the truth about these crippling beliefs. Number 1 is that I don't have enough. Well, few people feel as if they have enough, often even not those who are very wealthy. I once met with an 80-year-old widow and her advisors, and her net worth exceeded $10 million. Yet she felt she didn't have enough money to be charitable. Well, I can't afford to give my money away, she said. After all, I don't want to end up living in a nursing home. Well, one of the advisors I thought was pretty cute tried to assure her, and he said, "Honey, you don't have to worry. You have enough money to buy a nursing home." But you see, there's just no ceiling that's high enough to assure anyone's security. I'm convinced that the Lord wants us to feel dependent upon Him. Then no matter how much or how little we own, we have enough. Crippling belief number 2 is that you can't outgive God. First of all, is that a true statement? Well, of course it's true. You can't outgive God. Well, then why is it a crippling belief? Because it creates an illusion that if I give God $20, He'll give me 40. And if I stretch my giving and keep it up, soon I'm going to be rich. Well, not only is that not true, it violates the entire concept of benevolence. Reminds me of another woman I met, 74-year-old, told me she was giving 60% of her income to ministry, to the church, supporting orphans, missionaries, and so on. I said, "That's wonderful. How much income do you have?" Found out it wasn't big at all. "Well, then how are you managing to pay for your groceries and utilities?" I asked. "Oh, no problem," she said. "I just put them on my credit card." Oh. She went on then to assure me that, "Oh, it's okay, Harold. You don't have to worry. God will supply. After all, you can't outgive God." Giving with the intent to get is not only selfish, it's manipulative and crippling. Crippling belief number 3 is giving as seed money. Now, it's true, the Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthian church about giving generously, cheerfully, expecting God to bless every gift as if it were a seed that produces great fruit. Yet that passage has been taught, suggesting we are to use even our last dollars as seed money, often coupling the teaching of that passage with the story of the widow's mite. And because someone heard a pastor preach that, they believe not only that it's true, but they may live the rest of their life believing that God's blessing isn't available to them. Why? Because they haven't sown enough seed. Crippling belief number 4 is that budgeting is just for people who struggle. Dave Ramsey says the moment you stop doing a monthly budget is the moment your wealth building will start to fall apart. And yet he often hears people say that they can't wait to become financially secure enough to stop doing a budget. Well, why is that? It's because people haven't yet grasped the idea and the concept of stewardship. That a steward is to manage every single dollar under the master's authority, no matter how much of it there may be. The purpose of budgeting isn't to restrict. It's being intentional about money, giving every dollar a job. This much for this, that much for that. Managing, stewarding, budgeting. Crippling belief number 5 is that it's my money. And of course, if it's mine, I can do what I want with it. Yet in the beginning, Genesis tells us that God created man and gave him authority. But Adam owned nothing. Yet he was to take charge or dominion over everything. When you reverse that, real harm results. If we strive to own everything and take charge of little or nothing, we end up crippled. We become then like the rich young ruler who didn't own things, they owned him. And he went away sad, disabled in his thinking. Do you see the principle that's violated in all those 5 false beliefs? God created man to be a steward, a manager, controlling all that comes under his care, money, time, relationships. And if we think we don't have enough, we don't. If we hold on to crippling beliefs, we become feeble. Think it doesn't matter because it all belongs to us anyway, we end up handicapped, mired in mediocrity. So today I want to challenge you to become an advocate for stewardship, even better, a crusader. Teach people about managing everything that God gives, and you'll see that as their worldview changes, so will the bounty in their lives.